Hey everyone, I'm Seren the Healer, back with your love reading by design for the month of July. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull an archetype card for the month with this deck. This is our Sacred Forest Oracle. Then I'm going to pull our message with the LightSeer's Tarot, and I am going to pull one love card for each design type within the sign for each reading. All right, so we're gonna do that for each video and see what kind of messages we get. Okay, I like this. I like this a lot. All right, this. Okay. So, this is a situation where you get super, like, it's like you lose control of your emotions. So it's either you are it's like emotional overwhelm, I guess. Like you disconnect from what you're feeling in order to like give yourself a break from the heaviness of it all, right? And then you decide, you know, from your disconnected state to indulge in something that you know is probably not the best for you long term, but for a little while, you know, why not? So for generators, I feel like the generators go all in. Like, you go for broke with this whole detached YOLO type of attitude or mentality. Probably with someone a little bit younger. It's like a hot girl summer type of attitude for you, generators. You're wanting to just make the best, you know, the best of life while you can, while you're young. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing for generators. For generators, it's a take life on with both hands. Just jump in and go for it, right? See the world. YOLO. Because something happened, something fell apart that you feel wasn't fair or that shouldn't have fallen apart, something, you know, and it was very emotionally taxing and draining. And so in order to get your happy back, you just blissed out and went on a lifecation. Little bit more complicated for the manifesting generators. A little bit more cerebral, I want to say. I'm going to look at, these cards have different interpretations than what I'm used to. Like, not radically, but slightly, and I am curious to see oh, that's dope. It says the spell of love. The spell of love. So it's like falling in love with something. And again, I feel it's a lot more cerebral, like mental energy than physically, like getting, like with the generators, it's all, you know, visceral. It's getting out there and having experiences. And for the manifesting generators at this point, you know, in this beginning stage, you're having a lot of fun with the mental side of the possibilities and the, you know, the world being your oyster idea, you know, that type of energy. You're like, you know what? Once we take away that limitation, the sky is the limit, right? Let's do it big. We could do this, we could do that, we could do this, but you're not necessarily getting out doing anything just yet. You're more enjoying the devilishly seductive lures of fantasy and what could, you know, what could come about if you were to go for it. For the manifestors, I'm seeing it's like a new direction, a new love, a new person, a new it's like if you've ever been deeply, intensely, madly sad, like we're talking like depths of despair, like Anne of Green Gables says, like just so sad, and your friend comes and they're trying to console you, right? And they are able to say something that even in that place of sadness, it makes you laugh, right? It's that switching to something new and how it activates a different vibration in you. So with this, I feel like it's, and it could be fantasizing about a new person, but I feel like it's along those lines. You're activating something completely different, you know? So you got your heart broken, and then you went and you bought a pint of Ben & Jerry's and you watched puppies play online. You know what I mean? Just puppies, just prancing around without a care in the world, flopping, and, you know, their little tails wagging, and they're, you know, falling all over the place because, you know, puppies are clumsy as hell, right? So it's so far away from the thing that was causing you the pain that just by existing, it makes you feel better, right? I feel like, it's like, you know, guilty pleasure type territory, but it's definitely small, you know. This isn't like the scale where you're like, life sucks, I don't care anymore, past the meth pipe. You're more like, this hurts, I don't want to hurt anymore, I'm gonna, you know, call my ex. I'm gonna eat an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's straight from the container. I'm gonna, you know, like, it's a self-soothing type of thing that you're doing in order to get through what you're going, you know, what you're dealing with. It's like a grieving process type of thing. So where I feel like the Sagittarius energy is like a breakup and dumping someone and moving on, the Aquarius is like dump-y type energy, to where the Sag broke your heart and now you're doing what you need to do in order to cope. And it's something that's not necessarily good for you long term, but for now, temporarily, it's bringing you some joy, you know? And that's okay, as long as you don't lose sight of the fact that it's just supposed to be temporary for now, right? So maybe you cried and found the bottom of a bottle of wine and went to bed without drinking any water, and you woke up the next day hungover. Okay, you know, take the aspirin, drink hella water. Don't go down another bottle of wine though. Like, that one time thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't make that a habit. Like, that was, you know, it was a lot, but you did it once, you survived it. Doesn't mean you can, you know, then adapt that and do that every day, is the message that I'm seeing. Okay, so that was Manifestors, and now we're on to Projectors. Oh, oh my goodness. It looks to me like Projectors are stuck in a pain loop. And I'm going to look up, I want to see what did they write for this card before I tell you. Okay, and then what did they say? Being triggered. Okay. So, Projectors, you got King of Cups reversed twice. And so it is being so upset by what happened that you're in a loop. And that is, it's dangerous because it's like feeling upset, right? And then using the bad habit thing to detach, and then the feeling comes back, and then you do it, you know? And so you're just going back and forward between the guilty pleasure and the pain, because it's not really working. It's not working. There's something that there's either another octave of the detached energy that you have to reach before you'll be able to find something that feels good, or you need to change the channel. Meaning you got to find something to focus on regardless. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to feel happy. But as long as it feels better than this, take it and run, you know? So instead of looking for elation, you know, from where you are, it's too far of a jump. And so you keep, you know, you're just going around in circles. So it's like that breakup loop when it just happened and it's raw, and your friend comes over and they're there and they're like, oh, you know, forget about her, she was awful anyway, I never liked her, da 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 da, right? And you're like, yeah, you know, and another thing, and da 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 da, and then you go back to, but you know what, I just think it's funny how blah blah blah, or I just don't understand why da 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 da, right? And you're just going around and around and around with the same thought pattern, the same process. You know, you go from, forget her, you know, she wasn't that great anyway, you know, she did this and she was like that, and you know, and then a little bit of time passes and you start to go back to the, this hurts so bad, you know. It's like from that place, happiness is not a goal. you like, it's too far of a jump. So detachment would be a good goal, like getting to a place to where you just don't feel the hurt, but not from trying to numb it out with alcohol, trying to numb it out with a drug, trying to not, you know what I mean? Because with you being so far down the hurt well, it's not, it's like you're killing your liver for no reason. You're not even getting the fun of, you know, the drunk giggles, you know? So why are you still drinking, you know? So it's like what you need to do is like basically distract yourself. Basically distract yourself. So the only, well, I don't want to say the only example, but the best example that I'm getting for the way that would work, like you're in breakup pain. You were dumped. It wasn't fair. You didn't do anything. You didn't deserve it. This person, you poured into this person and they took, and then they just said bye, you know? And you're in that place of like, why did this happen to me? Blah, 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 blah. From that place, maybe the easiest, what's being queued up for me to say is you want to focus on helping somebody else, doing something for somebody else. So literally, if you could do something busy work, like, you know, that you can focus on other than obsessing about, was it this that I said? Was it that I did? Was it when I did this? Or maybe when I said that, they thought I meant this. Or maybe when I went over there with this, they took it as that, right? As long as you're torturing yourself with that, you're going to stay in that heavy energy. So when you get focused on something that you can do that will help somebody, that's literally what I'm doing right now. Literally what I'm doing right now, because mentally I was in that place yesterday of maybe when I said this, they took it like that, and that's why they think that you know, I'm a mean person, or maybe that's why they think this, is because when I said I don't want to go, they, you know, saw that as rude, you know, and most people would just go anyway to try to be the nice person, and I'm the person that, you know, so going around in circles, picking yourself apart to pieces, like, well, maybe if I would have worn this outfit on that day, maybe if I then this would have come out differently. Instead of staying trapped on that, I'm here recording a video to try to help you, right? So you shift that energy, you transmute it, right? Taking your focus completely out of that arena entirely and putting it in something else that feels like neutral ground, you know? It's not gonna feel, you know, good. And at first it might even be kind of boring, you know? But you stick with it, busy yourself with it, you know? Like, maybe don't just fry an egg. Maybe see if you can make the whole breakfast and have it plated and everything's hot, you know, because you were also stirring the grits while you were frying the egg, while you were toasting the bread, while you were, you know, frying the, I don't know, sausages or whatever. You made the whole, you know, you had a whole fry cook situation happening. So that your brain is busy enough that it can't pain loop. All right. So that all came from Projectors having King of Cups reversed twice. And then Reflectors, oh. Okay, this is bad. Reflectors are in that place where they're keeping the wound open on purpose. You're hurting yourself on purpose. You're there in that place where people sometimes go after a breakup, where they are scrolling through old pictures and just crying, you know, scrolling through hundreds and hundreds of pictures of them and this person. Like, I was so happy, and now this is gone. You know, they're in that place. You're watching the movies that you watched together, and you're going to the places that you used to go, and just keeping the wound open because you don't want to heal, because you don't want to be happy without this person. You've decided that now that this person is gone, I can't be happy, therefore I won't be happy. I'm, you know, and so you're basically trying to will the person to come back to you before you've even acknowledged and accepted the fact that the breakup happened in the first place. And so instead of doing a guilty pleasure energy to where it's something that is helping you to detach from the pain of it all, you are instead like detaching from the outside world and putting yourself in this bubble of like, as long as I don't accept it, it's not real, kind of. No, that's two different people. Somebody else is shutting out the fact that it even happened. They're still calling the person. You know, you're in a place of where, you know, you're not calling them, you're not still texting them. You know, you didn't tell them happy 4th of July or anything like that, but you are still at night laying in the bed, scrolling through those pictures and just crying your eyes out. Whew, and that's not good. It is not good. So instead of detaching from the outside world, I feel like that's something that you need to try to immerse yourself in. Not necessarily having to be surrounded by people, you know, but, you know, reflectors, I'm always going to suggest that you need to go sit by a big tree and just take a deep breath and just enjoy the natureness of it all. I feel like that's always going to be a good reset for you guys. But that's pretty much the only thing that I do get for you guys, because I still haven't met someone in real life that I knew, you know, was a reflector. Like I might have met a reflector before, but we didn't do their chart, so I don't know, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness, that just made me so sad. It was a hard reading this month, Aquarius. But my favorite thing about it is that this is the overall energy. This is the archetype for the month. It's about your perspective on happiness. So when you lose something and it hurts, it's an indication of what about that thing that made you happy, right? But literally anything that you lose, you lost it because you came out of alignment with it. You either outgrew it or you stopped growing because of it, right? So when it ends, it's an indication that you're ready for another thing to start. And the best way to call that in, first you got to find where it is. You know, when the bluebird of happiness flies away, he still exists. He's just in a different place. He's just sitting in a different tree, right? Oh my goodness. Whew. I gotta say, having an Aquarius placement, this reading was hard. It was hard to do. I don't want to see anybody have to go through that, but the thing that I keep in perspective with my energy work is that pain is part of the cycle. It's part of why we're here, and it is the seed for creative energy. And as much as I hate being in pain, I hate feeling like I've lost something, I hate feeling like something was taken away from me, is the same degree to which I love being a creator. I love creating things. I love how it feels to allow creative energy to flow through me and out into something that other people can see and experience and hear and feel, right? So hopefully you can hear my words and it will spark that in you too, and you can realize it. And hopefully the reading for Aquarius is a lot lighter and a higher vibration next month. So please check back with me next month and see if this is helpful to you at all. Even, you know, if it made you deeply sad like it did to me, I would love to see a comment about that. So if you enjoy this, well, not enjoy, this one was sad, but you feel like my readings resonate, if they're helpful, if you like coming here and sitting with me to do this, I would appreciate to hear from you. And I thank you for being here. And I'll see you next month. Bye now. nothing but this moment.